Beerzerker here to introduce you to the Maisel's Weisse or whatever. It's a Weissen original Hef Weiss beer, wheat beer. We got. Where do I go here? Sometimes I just can't find these. Freaking. Sorry, this is embarrassing. 5.2% alcohol by volume. Woo! This is a bottle conditioned, so that means that wheat beers generally are. So, bit of smoke on that one. Smells like chewing tobacco, like spearmint skull. That puts me back to grade 8. Alright, so I recommend doing the Tree Pale Lager pour, the party pour. Hold your jug at an angle because this beer is extremely carbonated and it's going to explode foam balls all up in this fucking shiznissel. So tilt and pour, because if you get the original, I'm just telling you for the people that don't know, most of you know, if you get a bunch of foam at the start, it's going to just get worse. So avoid any foam off the start. If you can get that in there with no foam off the start. Now once you got liquid in there, rip her up, pour it in there real fast. Otherwise you're going to be here for half a millennia trying to pour this beer. And there's going to be 3 fists of foam on it. But as you can see, we did her just right there. That's how I like to pour my wheat beer. Hazy. Appropriately hazy. That's typical of your wheat beers as well. Kind of a toffee color. It's yellowy, kind of in the center, in the dark spots we're getting kind of a tobacco color. Getting kind of a wheat beer smell off of it. So if you know about that, then you know what I mean. But it's that's an association you may be able to compare with a Belgian pale. Kind of that really weird. I don't know if the yeast strains used amongst this style are similar to the Belgian style. I know that they got to be different because Belgian yeasts are completely bizarre, but the head on these looks sticky as well. It's kind of like the Belgian beers, kind of almost candyified, like a little too shiny, a little too thick, a little too sticky. Real refreshing, but this one in particular, I get more of a Belgian style flavor associations out of the malt body and the yeast for sure. And you can leave a little bit of beer in the bottle if you want, and shake it up, and then get a real idea of what flavor the yeast is producing in this brew. The flavor, the aroma is more powerful than the taste of this beer by maybe 3 times. You're getting much more fruits out of the smell. My nose is a little plugged today, sorry. Should have snorkeled some water for this Weisse, eh? Weissen. Kind of a pearish, apple-ish type thing. Maybe a little bit of peachiness aroma almost. The drinkability is quite high. The only thing slowing you down a little bit is the carbonation from being bottle conditioned. Yeah, it tastes like it looks. basically it's got a pretty rich flavor, but it's kind of light in a way. It's kind of a happy beer. That's how Bob Ross would put it. Let's paint ourselves a happy beer. We've got some happy friends over here. Whatever. Yeah, so that aftertaste is really fruity. Like pulling up maybe apples and pear type flavors off of that. Maybe a nectarine a little bit. Dried apricot. Something like that. A little bit of as for the aroma though, that's coming all from that yeast, baby. That's what it is. I'm sure of it. That little kick, that little clench. You'll find this in your pale Belgians too. That's got that little bit of whoo, that little spicy nut. That's the yeast. Crisp, baby. Nice watery mouthfeel at the front after, and all kinds of fruit taste here. Pulling out tons of fruit flavor in this beer. Actually, this is not a bad beer. For a wheat beer, and I'm not like having a wheat beer once in a while, but you know, it's a special treat kind of thing. So, I picked up these two German beers. Son of a bitch. I'm assuming this one's German. Brewed in Germany, yeah. So, this one's okay, and a lot of the wheat beers from Germany are okay. And I got this one, which was anything but okay. So, Warsteiner or whatever. And it almost looked like they're the same beer because the bottles look kind of similar and the packaging and the labeling. But I don't think that they're. I wonder if they're the same. They got different bottles slightly. This one is. Doesn't say much about it. If I need the town, doesn't say. It's quite elusive. Project Germany's all that one says. Yeah, this one's they got lots to brag about here on their thing. It's all in German. Yeah. Hindenburgster. Yeah, it's from Hindenburgster. I'm guessing that's where they made the Zeppelin. Oh. Yeah, I got that little bit of burn to it. Fruitiness, watery mouthfeel. Aftertaste light. I call this a summer beer for sure. Would be very refreshing. Great lawnmower beer. I'm just milking it. I'm out of things to say. It's really not that complicated in a way. If you understand like the Belgian flavor associations and that kind of thing, then you understand what I'm talking about. As a Belgian beer, though, it's quite rich in flavors, kind of with the yeastness and the fruitiness. So, even though it has a higher drinkability, I don't like to slam it. Although you could. Yeah. So, out of the wheat beers I've had, this one's actually one of the better ones. I'm gonna say, as I'm not a real big authority on wheat beers. And there's just some styles I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about. But beer from the store, looking at this cheesy label and everything, it's a mass-produced wheat beer, I'm guessing, imported. We'll take all those into consideration. slicing a bit. I do like the fruitiness to it, and the yeast flavor are actually really good. Like they're using a good yeast to produce those fruit flavors and the malt combination. I'm not really pulling a lot of hops out of this beer at all. There's like almost no bitterness to it actually. Instead of where you would find bitter, you find a lemon type citrus flavor. That's right. I'd be surprised if they even used hops in this beer. Yeah, not getting any real bitter edge to it at all. It's all this fruity, lemony, little bit of spice off the yeast, and hey, away we go. And it's nice and foggy and thick. It's like there's a little bit of color in the malt and stuff. So hey, keep it turbid. You know what I'm saying? We're 11 minutes in. I'm just milking it. You know what I'm saying? Maisel's Weisse or whatever. That's good to the last drop for sure. And well, I'm gonna give her 8 out of 11. I'm sure there's a better wheat beer out there. It tastes a little bit flat to me, a little bit flat in the bitterness. I'm barely pulling a little bit of bitterness out of it. It's a little bit flat. That was the last drink and all. And the wheat beers, when they're old, I mean, they go old and they are no damn good when they're old. So I don't think this one was old, but it doesn't take much for these to get old. So when you get your wheat beer, try and get it as fresh as freaking possible. Alright. Best before 6. It expires 6 months from now. So I did taste it. It's getting close. You want to get this shit as soon as it rolls off the freaking production line. You want to get 6 months before this. Yeah, okay. Fruity. Pair it up with lemon chicken. That would be ideal. Or maybe some Chinese food would be good too. You know, chicken fried rice and what do I call them? Chicken balls. You know what I'm saying? Pineapple chicken. Oh yeah, that'd be good. Oh, I wish I had some. All right, we'll give her 8 out of 11. There's a better wheat beer out there, I know it, but this one's definitely okay. Beerzerker, out.